as Sean performs the turnaround maneuver, returning to Air Show Center. Watch closely for this, what Sean calls the double hammerhead. It starts with a roll and a quarter, and now the shoulder roll. 0 forward airspeed. Watch for hard pull left rudder as Sean completes not one, but 2 consecutive hammerhead turnarounds. Now diving again to the runway. Another inverted negative G recovery takes Sean away from the crowd in this amazing new aircraft. It's called the Oracle Challenger 3, and it was custom built specifically for Sean because he had reached the limits of the aircraft which he has been flying. The only option at that time was to design and build an all-new aircraft. It weighs in at 1,225 pounds, and it is powered by 400 horsepower, making it without question the most high-performance aerobatic biplane in the world today. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to the runway in front of you. If you look closely, you will notice that there are 3 sets of poles out there. Suspended between each set of poles is a ribbon. Those ribbons are 20 feet above the ground, and they are spaced barely 700 feet apart. What Sean is going to do in a few short moments is come down and attempt to stretch out across the runway. As I mentioned, these ribbons are 20 feet above the ground, and they are spaced 700 feet apart. What Sean is going to do first is dive underneath those ribbons to make sure that the show line is obstruction free, and then he will return to slice all 3 ribbons in one single pass in 3 separate flight attitudes. Right now, 5 feet above the ground, 210 miles an hour. Sean goes underneath that first ribbon. Now performing the triple avalanche, Sean continues his way around the corner, looking out through the top of the canopy, trying to find ribbon number 2. Once in sight, he continues around again, diving to 5 feet above the ground, 210 miles an hour, underneath the ribbon number 2, underneath the ribbon number 3. Now pulling into the vertical. Stand by, because Sean is going to demonstrate for you the world's smallest inside loop. We call this the alley-oop. As he returns to level flight, maintaining that aft stick, Sean is going to roll his way down to air show left now to attempt his signature maneuver, the triple ribbon cut. Airspeed of 215 miles an hour. Once there, and right about now, he's going to roll into right knife edge flight through ribbon number 1. Now to left knife edge flight through number 2, and finally inverted to take out that 3rd and final ribbon. A maneuver performed by no one else in the world today. That is Sean D. Tucker. And the the slider, 1 3/4 outside snap rolls, put Sean into climbing knife edge flight. Using every bit of that available 400 horsepower to pull himself 1,200 feet in the air. Now maintaining back stick, Sean is going to perform the perfectly level or a rudder only turn. While performing this 360-degree turn, Sean is going to lose exactly 200 feet of altitude. And while through the entire turn, notice that the wings remain perfectly level. As Sean makes his way around, the nose comes down, and he is going to set up for his low altitude, low speed photo pass. And now let's go live to the cockpit. Sean D., you're on. And ladies and gentlemen, instead of Sean, we have run out of time this afternoon because of the weather this morning. We've had to compress the show slightly. So Sean is now going to set up for landing, and we're going to take this aircraft back to the hangar. Ladies